All right, I want to give a little update on my herniated disc situation and, ask for your prayers. I think it was 12 days ago when I, had a good workout and I had a good, deadlift with a new PR of 360 pounds. And that felt good. Nothing happened during the lift. My back was sore after the workout as usual. But then I just go into a rest and recovery. Well, the next morning, my daughter woke me up kind of abruptly because she needed me to drive her to work, and I kind of jumped out of bed, and I think that was bad for my back. But I got into the car and I drove her to work, and then by the time I was done driving, when I got back home, I could barely walk, and I gradually was just losing my ability to walk. So I knew my back was out. It's something I've battled for 20 years is throwing my back out, and I know what it feels like. And then you can't really move. You're kind of bedridden for a couple weeks. You can't bend. You can't touch your knees. Every time's a little bit different. Sometimes I can touch my knees. Sometimes I can't. Sometimes I can roll over in bed. Sometimes I can't. This time, my hips are uneven, which has never noticeably happened before. So I look like a pretzel. And then I can't. Lift up my left leg without the help of my cane. This is my little Irish shillelagh. So what I have to do is lean on my cane in the middle so that I can decompress my spine, and that allows me to move my left leg. But I've been very aggressive the past 11 days with recovery, doing physical therapy. I went to the chiropractor. The chiropractor recommended these McKenzie side glides where I'm stretching out that lumbar. It's like the L4, L5, and doing those stretches can help, with my hip disparity. I get on this inversion table that you see behind me here. I hang just on a slight decline, and that helps decompress my spine. In fact, when I was in Alaska and I threw my back out shoveling snow, because snow just kept falling and falling, and I just had to keep shoveling it. And then my back finally got thrown out. I didn't have an inversion table, but just putting a piece of wood up against the couch and laying on it just lets gravity, decompress my spine. And that helped in Alaska. But again, I'm being very aggressive with it. I'm on this inversion table for, 45 minutes, even an hour, just at a slight decline and just letting it pull my hips, pull my legs. And I also have this lumbar stretcher that goes on it so that it'll help stretch those discs. And it just allows the disc to decompress so that it can heal and then realign. Sometimes when I get back up again, I feel a sharp pain, and it feels like, and that's just the disc reconnecting with that nerve. What happens when you have a herniated disc is that the herniation is pressing upon that nerve. That's why you feel, pain down your leg. So the fact that I can't move my left leg some of the times or most of the time shows that herniation is there. I didn't get an MRI because what's the point? I know it's got all the symptoms of a herniation and the treatment's the same. Inversion table, chiropractor, rest and sleep, and all of that. So what's the point of an MRI that's going to cost probably $600? But you can't say for sure it's a herniated disc without an MRI, but it feels like it's got all the symptoms, and it seems to respond to the treatment as if it was. But I've always recovered quicker than you're supposed to with these back issues. Usually it takes months, they say, to heal. I've always healed usually within weeks, not months. So I'm on day 11 now. And I think I'm doing really well. In fact, today I was able to walk for the most part without my cane, which is a big improvement. I just started taking a supplement called BPC-157, which is supposed to accelerate the healing of the body. Just pills, supplements, capsules I got on Amazon. It's uh, amino acid peptide, supposed to really help with joints and muscles. Discs are difficult for healing with that because there's no veins or blood in your disc, and so but it is going to help with the healing of all the muscles and tendons and everything that's around the herniation. So I started taking that yesterday or the day before, and I think it's accelerating my healing. So today was really good. I was able to walk most of the day without my without my cane, but not for long. I can walk for like maybe 5 minutes around the house before my hips really start to hurt. And then again, I'm gradually just losing my ability to walk, gradually losing my ability to lift my left leg. And then I go and see in the mirror that my hips are, very uneven again. In the morning, when I first wake up, the hips are pretty even, but by the afternoon and by the evening, they're pretty uneven. But another good thing, one thing I've been unable to do completely, just unable to do, is lay on my back and then do leg raises. Just to raise your both legs. I can lift one leg and then the other leg, but to raise them both at the same time, it just was impossible to do with this back problem. But today, I was finally able to do it. It hurts and it's tight, but it's not impossible. So that's good improvement, very good improvement. And this morning, my hips were more even than, in my opinion, than they have been before. So all in all, it's good. It's improving. I appreciate all the prayers. I need your prayers. I believe in the power of prayer. Last time this happened 12 months ago, I was bedridden for 2 weeks. I got so frustrated with it. I had to travel for preaching. I was at the airport. I couldn't stand up without using my hands. And I got so, angry and frustrated with my body that I forced it to stand up without my hands. And that forced, and I just bit the bullet on the pain. And that muscle movement finally popped my back right back into place. I think it popped the hernia back in, the herniation gets sucked back into the disc. That nucleus can get sucked back in. And that's what you want to happen. And I think that must have happened because after that at the airport, I was able to stand up and down, like it was like a light switch. It was back in place and no one would notice that I had any back problems. I was just functional and normal again. So it was just like, instant healing. But the same day, a friend of mine messaged me and said he was praying for my back. So I was also standing in faith, for healing. And that was the healing that came. So I appreciate your prayers. I need your prayers. Please keep praying for my back. And I believe, God can heal it, and he is healing it. So with the help of the inversion table and the chiropractor, I'm very aggressive with the physical therapy and the McKenzie side glides. And then even today, just doing some leg raises as much as I possibly could, not much, maybe just a few inches, but it's better than nothing that I was able to do before. And with this, BPC-157 peptide, and then taking collagen supplements, vitamin C, vitamin D, all of those things I think are helping. So I need healing because I got a family to provide for. I got a ministry to do. I have a big to-do list, and I can't just lay in bed all day. So that's why it gets so frustrating when my back gets thrown out, is that it's just it's slow but gradual recovery. So I need your prayers. I'm going to hang upside down on this inversion table right now, and probably a good 45 minutes on this. I like to do it right before bed, so that when I go to bed, which is when your body really heals when you're sleeping, my back can be in alignment for that. So God bless you guys. Just wanted to give you an update on what I'm up to. This is what I'm up to, inversion tables. All right, bye.